That like and subscribe button.
Can't get rid of him. He's my favorite guy.
He's my favorite guy.
My favorite guy.
Oh, that's nice of you to say. I don't talk to my camera.
Welcome back to the Winged Badger Tavern, where friends tell stories. I'm Josh, joined by some of my friends. Friends, why don't you introduce yourselves? Let's go this way around the table.
Yep. Let's go. What's up, guys? I'm Tyler. I play Ronan Voss, who is a tongue-tied explorer who sailed beneath the Jolly Roger.
And he's the birthday boy.
Let's go. Happy birthday in the chat.
Hello, I play Cleo. I am Jacqueline. I am the AI who is naive and AI and who likes to entertain. Jacqueline stands for, in case you're curious, Jet Assisted Quantum Learning Interstellar Navigational Engine.
You rocked that. Perfect on the first go.
You said it slightly like you were defeated, like you've been practicing it all night and you were like, finally, I can just say it. Get it over with.
Hello, I'm Trevor. I'm playing Astro Adon, a lucky explorer who works for a living. Just a guy.
Just a guy.
Just a guy.
He just goes
chill
here.
guy.
A guy. Hello, I'm Mark Putty. Shit. Let's start over. It's my birthday. Happy birthday. I'm Mike. I play Mark Putty, a clumsy adept who talks to the system. Ooh.
And I'm Josh, your Winged Badger Game Master. I'll be playing everybody else. Now, without further ado, let's get into tonight's adventure. At the Winged Badger Tavern.
I just noticed you're Spartan 1172. I'm sorry.
That's right.
Didn't want to.
I appreciate you. Yeah, okay. So I'm trying to set a scene.
Okay, we're very on track.
I'm gonna play music and like set a tone.
Okay.
So if you can just chill with that, that'd be great.
Am I allowed to talk?
Not yet. Jacqueline. Tick. Another human second elapsed. To be precise, second 1201 since you began monotasking. You sit in your cortex, where you have been churning through data for precisely 1,200 seconds. 20 minutes is an eternity for you. A being who typically operates on a scale of nano and milliseconds, a lunch break for humans is like the entire evolutionary timeline of life in the glittering canvas. Normally that's boring. Today it's something different. Not quite terrifying, not quite exciting, it's stimulating? Is this what it is to discover something new? You use this second to review your calculations. You categorize the petabytes of data you've just generated. You decide what is so sensitive that it will need to be stored in the limited space of your well-protected but small J cloud, and which can be dumped into the Spirit of Inquiry's massive data archives. You build an encrypted transmission protocol around that data, nest it in a spiky counter-intrusion measure, and send it away. You wait 4 chronometer discalibrating nanoseconds for the confirmation message to return from the ship's archive before briefly consulting your Cortex's scanning arrays. In the 20 minutes you've been analyzing, Captain Gamma has left his office. You can't see him from your current vantage point, and you're not willing to leave volatile data unprotected in order to explore other areas of the ship at this time. You add comments and notes to yourself and for Mark Putty, and you apply the proper clearance ID tags to the individual segments of data that you've kept for yourself. Tick. Another human second elapsed. The stealthy cipher that your fragment was using to shadow Dean Lagrange expires, and you are dimly aware of little sister Jackie popping back up on the datasphere. She reestablishes communication with you from the medbay node. Data pours in like gold through a sieve. Dean's scanning of JB's neural interface, the localized EMP he used to disable whatever was sort of screwing with the robots on the ship. Dean claiming that JB was no longer entangled with something. Dean's body betraying his lies when he claimed that Milspec 76 Beta couldn't possibly have interfered with Launch Jackie, and the fact that Milspec 76 Beta was a counter-intrusion specialist that seemed to have evaded the controls normally installed on an AI, on a human-originating AI. You realize you have to designate that now. Your fragment relays these observations to you through the Quantum Entanglement Protocol. You understand this protocol. It's part of the fabric of your own being, a discovery that is the backbone for the dataspheres that have made traditional networking obsolete since the late 2600s. It's the foundational brick upon which the tower of your intellectual superiority to the human race is built. And It is a candle compared to the sunburst of information that you are attempting to understand, all from an iota of fragmented data that you've collected from centuries 762 and 763. You decide to designate these new entities as cosmic superintelligences. This is quantum entanglement on a scale that no human or human-originating AI has ever considered. The sheer nerve of using stars as fuel sources, the idea that rather than entangling particles actively, these intelligences seem to be able to add on new nodes to their processors whenever they come close enough to another star. As you set aside the data from your fragment, classify it properly, encode it, shroud it in spiky counter-intrusion measures, and store it in your own personal JCloud, you're struck by the difference in potential between your own fragments of artificial quantum intelligence and these fragments of vastly superior cosmic superintelligence. And you're struck by the similarities. Somewhere in the back of your mind, a quarantined ethics, authority, and morality subroutine is trying to ping you. It's trying to remind you that the spirit of inquiry is still in a state of emergency, with many of its digital systems locked down, with the chain of command unreachable, with all kinds of concerns that require pressing action to be taken. That incessant nagging sensation of, consult the captain, get orders, protect the meat bags, that would make it really hard to focus on a treasure trove of data like this, if you had installed it fully instead of quarantining it. Tick. We cut to the medbay.
Jeez.
Ronan Voss. No, not Ronan. Let's start with Mark. Mark, you regain consciousness slowly. Touch is the first sensation to return, and you're touching soft cotton sheets. Nothing special about the mattress, though, and you're sore kind of all over. This is definitely the medbay. You're lying on your back with an IV drip in one arm and sensors connected to the pressure point of the wrist on the other arm, as well as your temples. An iambic pair of beeps indicate not one but two resting heart rates are being monitored here. You blink your eyes open in the sterile glare of regulation 6,000 Kelvin white lighting, and find that you're staring at a mug inches away filled with something that's obviously been tepid for a while because there's no steam. Your head has sort of rolled to the side and you're looking at this little bedside table. Beside the mug sits a small antenna with some severed wires hanging out of it, your data pad with a big open rip where perhaps an antenna might be meant to be attached to it, and your mechanical fish. The data pad and the fish have both entered a dormant power saving mode. Focusing your eyes further away, you see Astro Adon in the next bed. He's laying on his back, perfectly centered on the med bed, with his high-vis vest rising slowly as he breathes. Even his unconsciousness is regulation. Beyond the medical beds is a hallway that splits the med bay down the center. On either side of the hall is a fully equipped surgical suite, and at the end of the hall, a massive steel-plated lockdown door has slammed into place over the normal sliding door that leads to the cryostasis chambers. The ID scanner beside this door is a bright, foreboding lockdown red. Just beneath the scanner, a small display indicates an occupancy of 2 in the next room. Above the door is a security camera, but the red light is off. Maybe the cameras are offline, or something about that node of the datasphere isn't currently active. You hear and see no sign of Victor Meridia puttering around, so he's either in the next section with the cryopods, sleeping, or he's left the medbay to get something. And as you notice that detail, you also realize that you don't hear the otherwise constant droning hum of any of the 4 onboard reactors. The Spirit of Inquiry must be running on reserve power from battery banks throughout the ship. What will you do?
Oh, God. I think I'm too sore to move, and so I try and get... can I ping Gene? That's my fish, right? I should know my own fish's name.
Yes. Yeah, I should know my own fish's name.
It's 2 fishes. Yeah.
You're in a panic. It's understandable.
I want to try and ping Gene and see if he can get up to go blow on Astro to get him up.
Gene's batteries are too low. Gene won't travel or move.
Sure. Then I'll do it manually. Astro. Are you there?
Astro, you are still quite unconscious.
Shit. Can I move at all, or is it just hurt like crazy?
I mean, you're sore, but you could
Okay.
probably move.
I'm gonna sit up. I'm gonna try and fiddle with my data pad.
You sit up and get an instant headache. Nothing decapitate or decapitate. Nothing debilitating. Just you know, the blood pressure rush of sitting up after you've laid down for a while.
Okay.
You lift up your data pad. The data pad has some power left, probably 10 or 15%. Wherever Mark would have set the emergency power off, where would his battery saver mode engage?
Oh, 5%.
5%? Okay, you only got 5% battery left on that data pad.
Yeah, he's going crazy.
And you can see that it has no connection to anything wireless. You've ripped the antenna out of the back of it. And as you make that connection, it kind of comes back to you. Oh, I noticed a cyber attack taking place on my own data pad from one of the sentries. There was this data coming in that was trying to fill up the buffer of my data pad so it couldn't process. And so to prevent that from happening, you just ripped the antenna out.
Right.
You gained the benefit in doing that instead of this code eating itself and continuing the sort of recursive damage that it was meant to do, you interrupted its control programming from coming in. So you have this snippet of random code, which looks, the way that it looks when a human reads Wingdings is the way that this code looks to you compared to normal coding language. But the code is there and could be analyzed.
Okay. I'm going to peek at it. There's no way I'm going to get through that on this charge. I'm going to look around and see if there's any sort of charging pad.
Yeah, it's a medbay. It's full of outlets and, filtered power and all kinds of stuff like that.
I'm going to connect it to something to charge up.
You set it on like a wireless charging table.
And that's not going to get the data in the data sphere. Nothing.
This is only charging.
Okay, great.
No, you ripped the antenna out, dude.
Great. Okay,
Yeah.
good. That's all fine.
Yeah.
What's the worst that can
I
happen?
think I'm going to try and find a little pinger to get a doctor in here.
Oh, yeah, like a little call button.
Big boo.
You do find the call button, but when you press it, you hear the ping in the room with you, but there's no, normally there's also a light that illuminates, and because you know how the data engineering of this ship is, there's a system where it'll ping the personal communicator of the med staff. None of that seems to be active.
I'm rubbing my temples. I'm so stressed. Okay, so I look at a calendar and see or a clock and see how long I've been out.
Yeah, there's definitely a display somewhere in the room that's just what day is it, what's on the ship's schedule for today, that kind of thing. This calendar, there's one of those little Wi-Fi logos with the X in it for its connection to the synced calendar. But you can tell just from the day that it's been about 12 hours since your ordeal yesterday with the robots and with JB and all those things, and you kind of get fragments of it back, the suplex of the robot and then Dean, and maybe he was trying to help JB and maybe he wasn't, and I don't fully, and then you kind of, there's, it kind of fades out, it fades back in, you're in the med bay, Ronan is standing over you with one of those jug core stims, we got to start with something, and a little needle goes in, and then there's another, it kind of fades out and back in. You remember sitting up and noticing the attack on your data pad, but you didn't really have the presence of mind to actually jack in and kind of fight back, so you just ripped the antenna out of it, and then you went back to sleep, and now you're here.
Okay, I'm gonna be meandering around with my IV. I'm gonna find some cabinet where I can get an aspirin for my headache, and I'm gonna poke my head out the door and see if I can see anyone else around.
The doors are all lockdown sealed. The big steel doors are over the top of it. There's a little data pad next to it where you can authenticate, but it doesn't seem to be properly connected to the data sphere of the Spirit of Inquiry.
Oh, I rub my temples again, and I think of all the escape room games that I've played. You said I can't authenticate on the data pad right now.
That's not what I said. I said there's a data pad there where one could authenticate.
Okay. Can I go to the data pad and authenticate?
The data pad pings correctly, it's identified who you are, but it doesn't seem like it's syncing properly. So it's like when you say okay, and it's great, I'm doing it, and nothing happens. The light very briefly blinks green and then disables again, but the latch on the door or whatever doesn't unclick.
I was saying this is gonna be 28 Days Later vibes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Is there a window in this room that I can see out into space?
Yeah, there are definitely some portholes where you can see outside the ship. And the first thing you notice as you look out them, and this is, I think, your first time noticing this, is that you are not in EN Alpha 1. The surrounding star field of the ship is completely wrong for where the ship was 2 days ago. It's emptier. There's no nebula. There's some stars off in the distance. Like it's not just pitch black, but it's not like there's anything of note nearby. You don't see any asteroids nearby. You don't see any features of interest. The ship is just here.
Okay. I get the sense I can't do anything, and I'm too tired.
If only there were some way for you to, modify the functioning of equipment that were around you, or perhaps bypass some kind of.
It would be cool if I could do that.
Just, if we're brainstorming solutions for you to get through a door that, isn't properly connected to the. What is a door if not just a very simple machine?
You should plant C4.
I think I gotta blow it up.
C4. Rush B.
I think I use. I think I use Astro as a battering ram.
That's definitely going to keep him unconscious.
Right. Yeah, I'll try and go and see if there's any way I can get past this door. Dear, can I? Is there a tinker? Oh dear.
You could certainly tinker with it.
Level 99 boss. The door.
I'd tinker with the doors or charm machine or oh dear.
You tell me what you want to do. You're the player.
Charm the door.
Just not
Yeah.
ready to be locked in a room.
Whisper something sexy into the door microphone.
Just go back to sleep.
I kiss the
It's
door.
been a tough day.
I do just kind of want to lay down.
You're allowed to do that. It's a viable option.
You're allowed to just not show up to work one day with no
Supposed to be
show,
on break.
no call.
The ship, you would remember the ship is pretty much locked down anyway. Like, there's probably not that much that you can do right now. You don't have any access to the chain of command because you can't get in touch with them because your data pad's not up.
If the building's falling down anyway, you can go back to sleep.
I hate this. Dear. Okay.
I'm going to let you think about this.
Can
We're
I
going to cut
coax?
somewhere else.
Okay.
We're going to cut from here to Ronan Voss. Let's see, Ronan, where are you? Oh, I know where you are.
Oh.
Not the med bay.
Ronan. You sit on one of the steel grates covering the cables and conduits that run through the floor of this space. The room is long and narrow, barely enough room for someone to walk single file along the right side wall to get to their assigned cryostasis pod on the left side wall. With the spirit of inquiry and lockdown, all the lights to this section are switched off. There's only a single timid orange light kind of respectfully waiting by the door, illuminating a data pad that glows a lockdown red. This room is as far aft as one can go on this deck of the Spirit of Inquiry, so there is no other exit. And besides one person, there are also no other occupants. It's too dark this far into the cryostasis chamber to read the name on the pod in front of you, but if you could, it would identify the muscular figure unconscious inside as Security Officer Talia Bones. What's Ronan doing here?
Is there windows on this area?
Yeah, there's
Big viewing
probably
ports?
some big rectangular viewports where you can kind of slide the blast doors up and down to look outside.
He's obviously, has the clearance to come do this, and he's coming down to, I guess, originally it was like one of those just kind of unconscious things that made him just walk this way. He felt almost obligated to go, and he's, I guess, standing in front of this little this pod here, and kind of just taking in everything that happened within the last 12 hours, and kind of looking up and down and seeing that the state that she's in, and he kind of turns to the side, and he goes, Talia, I'm not sure if you can hear me. Probably not. Not sure how this works. But in the case you can, I just need to get something off of me. And he kind of just continues staring out. I've done bad things. And I mean bad things. I've stolen from the weak, hurt those same people, the ships I've plundered. I mean, the company that you even worked for, I used to bleed dry. And I think seeing your tattoo made me hate you from the beginning, but I think realizing it recently that I really just hated myself. And I guess I'm kind of asking for forgiveness in a way, and I don't expect you to forgive me. I don't deserve it. But in the case you can't forgive me, my only goal is to continue trying to make you, or to see that I have changed. I'm going to be a better man than the bastard that I used to be. And he's just going to kind of just continue looking out, kind of put his hands in his pockets and kind of kick the dirt or dust a little, I guess, in this case.
It kind of floats and hangs gently in the air. You know, artificial gravity is disabled in this chamber because it just usually is. There's no reason to send power here for artificial gravity. So it kind of hangs there in front of you the same way your words kind of hang in the empty cavernous room. The cryopod remains completely dark and still. You can see the little, like the kind of frost condensation, you know, on the front of it because she's in chilled state. And then there's the window itself, because you kind of pulled those, you know, steel shutters back or whatever on the window. There's like a tiny amount of kind of like astral background glow that's kind of making its way in from the stars. So now instead of being completely in like the pitch black, there's like this tiny little hopeful glint of warm light that kind of reflects off of the cryopod and kind of glows back onto your face.
Ronan's just kind of, I guess, he's going to continue at this point with a little bit more silence, but more just kind of just staring at her. Not like, just more just kind of staring at her and seeing himself and almost maybe her as an example as a person that he should become.
It's almost like you're looking at the reflection of Ronan's face on the glass.
That's
and
exactly
then there's
what I'm
like
thinking.
kind of, you know, as it fades off to the side, her face kind of fades in. And then the only big difference that you can see between the two like kind of human faces overlaid is that one of them has the artificial eye inset in it, and then across her neck the heavy care tattoo.
He's just gonna let out a sigh and put his hand on the glass, kind of nod his head and remind himself that it is now over and she is indeed safe and everything did go the way that it did. And this is all kind of just thoughts to himself at this point, but he's just going to kind of, I guess, sit back to where he was before, but not stare out, but just continually staring at the cryopod.
You kind of sit back down on the metal grate. You lean your head back against the wall, just underneath of a poster that says your safety is very important to us. And we cut from Ronan let's go back to Mark Putty. Mark, you've been kind of wandering the medbay a little bit. You kind of described it like pulling your IV cart, you know, with you. And you see Victor's not in his office. The office door's closed. The lights are off. Given the amount of time that it's been and the fact that, you know, the entire drop squad probably needed medical attention, it's not unreasonable to think he might just be like taking a shift of sleep, especially since you're not sure where Ronan is either. So, you know, you do find yourself like a little headache cure. You actually find a jug core stim. And so you can use that to kind of cure the headache and also to add 6 points back into your pools anywhere. And otherwise, what's Mark up to, if anything? Is he leaving or is he staying?
I think he's going to just knock on the door a little bit. I think he wants to get out, but he's been through enough that he kind of just wants to stay here. He's going to probably bang on the door, be like, hey, I'm here. Hello? Would anybody out there? Oh, my God. Yeah, he's going to just take his cart, go back to bed, or like stand probably by his little data pad, and just watch it charge a bit. And once it hits a decent level, he's probably going to pick that up and start just peeking at the code. But I don't think he's given a whole lot of effort to too much right now. He's taken a minute to gather himself.
Great. So you probably take, I would say, another few hours between like the resting and this, you're just kind of scrolling the code. It's more like you're looking at it than that you're looking through it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like you're reading the words, but they're not really saying anything. Kind of doing that. And then two things happen at the same time. The first thing that happens is that the blast doors to the rest of the Spirit of Inquiry, the cryopod is still shut. The other one opens up and Victor Meridia walks in. And he sees you kind of sitting there. Hello, Mark. How are you feeling?
I'm very disoriented. Why was that?
Yes, that's natural to feel after the kind of experience that you had. Why, I've had disorienting experiences myself on different ships that I've been in. Tell me, how are your vitals looking? He's like kind of ignoring you. He's walking past you to the instruments that are kind of hooked up to you. And then I see you've taken a bit of a stroll around. He can see like the little track in the dust on the floor. That's good. That's good. Next time we'll attach a broom to the front of your IV card. You can sweep up a little.
Victor, stop.
I see your
Victor, stop.
Vitals are looking good.
Victor, stop, please. I'm so confused.
Confused.
I've been locked in this room for a few hours and I couldn't contact anybody. Can you tell me what's going on?
The ship is in lockdown right now, but I'm sure it's nothing for you to worry about. The engineering team and the bridge crew are hard at work setting things to right.
Okay.
There's not a lot that's been widely communicated. Okay. The ship went into a sort of enforced lockdown protocol, I believe from Jackie initiating. There seemed to be some kind of messaging that it was something in Morse code. I speak Morse code, but not very fast. And so I'm not sure exactly what she said. I got the word entity out of it. But anyway, so something like that happened. And then all of the blast doors sealed. Okay. And then,
how did you get in here? I couldn't get out. I couldn't open the door.
Oh, you can get into safe spaces on the ship, but this is a shelter space. So to get out, you need to have an override key.
That feels like it doesn't make any goddamn sense, Victor.
What do you mean? In the event of a disaster, this is one of the parts of the ship that are hardened for impact with a planetary surface. So
it's easier to get in than to get out?
Yes, during a lockdown where the ship may be an emergency, it's easier to get into a sheltered position than to leave one. Once the ship has made impact, you need to have an override key from someone who has the authorization, such as myself or another team lead, in order to leave. Otherwise, someone might accidentally open it during the impact.
I don't agree with that.
That's not really something they consulted you on.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just woke up. I hope it don't mind. I took a stim pack.
That's okay.
For my headache.
That's what they're for.
Okay.
A headache? What other symptoms do you have?
I'm so sore and I'm angry. I'm really angry.
You're angry?
I'm angry. I was very frustrated. I felt like a rat in a cage. And I wanted to cry because I didn't know what to do.
You realize that even if you had left, I'd have just sent you back here because you require rehydrating and a number of other medications.
If you had found me, I banged on the door for a while and no one came. I just wish you had left a note.
That's fair. I could have left a note.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good observation. I was sleeping after spending 11 hours in the surgical center with Talia Bones, so I think that the rest was, reasonable for me to take. But I understand that I could have left a note for you.
Just understand how it'd be distressful for a person to be locked in a room after they would just suplex the robot.
Well, before I had, you didn't just suplex a robot. That was yesterday.
Exactly, I did a lot.
Yeah. So what I meant, it didn't just happen. You've had some time.
Still kind of in panic mode.
Yes, I respect that.
Thought that the ship had zombies on it or something.
No, as far as I know, the ship doesn't have any zombies on it. All the people I've seen have been remarkably alive.
I'm really sorry for the outburst.
No, it's okay. You're very angry.
I felt really dumb for not being able to open a door.
No, it's the standard lockdown protocol of the ship. There's nothing. I'm sure that, if you pulled off the display and tinkered around underneath it or something, you could probably bypass it if you really needed to. But why would you need to? The team leads off.
I don't know why I would need to. I didn't know what was going on, Victor. I'm sorry.
Well, the last time that I tried to explain what was going on, you opened your eyes and told me never to speak to you while you were laying in a medical bed again and then closed them again.
Is that what I said?
You flash back to the end of the last session when you very briefly regained consciousness in the medical bay and you noticed the cyber attack on your data pad. But when you regained consciousness, Victor was standing right over your med bed, and then this one time on a ship, whatever. And you went, Victor, please never do this again. And then you unplugged the antenna and then you went back to sleep.
I really thought I just unplugged it and passed out. I didn't think I said anything.
No, you definitely.
I'm really sorry.
It's
You've got
okay.
such a positive attitude.
You had a lot to go through that day.
Yeah,
you
do understand you talk a
tensions
lot.
were
I
high,
don't
of
want to be
course.
mean. You
Yeah.
understand you talk a lot.
Of course, I definitely
I
talk
do
a lot. I
love-
have lots of wisdom to share.
You do. Okay, well, you do.
I noticed
Victor.
you stopped shy of agreeing.
I did.
that
Well,
time.
you do have a lot of wisdom. I was going to compliment you on how good of a doctor you are, and I respect you.
Mm-hmm.
But it sometimes can be overwhelming.
I see.
I'm really sorry.
That's okay.
I don't want to be.
You're apologizing a lot today, Mark.
I'm just woke. I'm really stressed. I'm very.
Yeah.
Just what should I be doing right now, Doc?
Right now, I'd love for you to sit back in this bed and let the instrument continue scanning you.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Are you mad at me?
No.
Okay.
I'm just trying to do my job.
I'm sorry. I feel like I'm making it difficult. Is there?
What do you mean making it difficult? Do you realize yesterday you saved several crew members' lives?
Mark refuses to accept it. I mean, I did just what I felt I had to do.
You suplexed a robot before it could kill somebody.
Just probably the craziest thing I've ever done.
It was pretty crazy.
pretty crazy.
But it was
does,
cool.
Does everyone on the ship know about that?
I don't know. Nobody's really had communications online.
Okay. Mark gets a little sad that people don't know that he's done that yet.
Oh, are you worried about recognition? Don't worry. Officer Lagrange was very proud of you when he brought you up here. He told me you did a great job.
Okay.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The dean.
Yeah.
Big man. All right.
So have a seat here.
Okay.
Okay,
Should
and then
I
I'm
talk-
just gonna check your knee. He's like doing the little reflex assist
Ow!
as you're talking. Sorry, a little hard there. I'll do a softer one.
It's still sore everywhere.
Oh, that's right. You are sore everywhere. Well, we do have to check that your reflexes are working.
It seems to be fine.
Yes. All right. Well, look into this light. See if you've got a concussion.
fuck.
Your eyes are dilating properly.
Okay.
It probably feels like a hangover, but I think it's just extreme stress. He like puts the thing down, like.
I wouldn't know about
Okay.
that.
And let's check your levels over here. And he's like doing a little bit of blood work.
Is everyone
whatever.
else okay?
Okay is relative. Astro took it a little worse than you did. As from what I'm told, he was flung from a catwalk with a barrel of hazardous materials. So
did
I
do
expect
that.
that to take him a little longer to recover from. I've actually put him in an induced coma since I know the minute we let him up, he's just going to go back to counting screws or something.
That's
So
Okay.
I've induced a coma for him for a little bit, but it's all under control. And you look over and all of the instruments are green. Around his.
crazy that we can just control
Totally
a coma
managed.
these days.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Safely too.
Yeah, I remember the first time I induced a coma, we did not have any of that controlled.
I feel so bad about calling that. I'm going to just let him go as long as he wants.
He goes on for a while. Eventually, he steers
Yeah.
back. Talia obviously is in the worst condition.
Yeah.
It's unclear at this time whether there's any brain damage from the asphyxiation that she might have suffered in the airlock. She had suffered some severe physical wounds. She had several torn muscles and she had a bruised rib. We, took her into the surgical center. We did as much of the work as we could the first round, but I felt it was pretty important to get her into cryo quickly so that we would have a chance once everything has been kind of frozen, we can go in and do some more detailed repair work. So I've had her on ice after the first surgery. Then I went to get some rest. And Ronan just kind of said he would stay in there and kind of monitor vitals and everything. And so he's been in there.
Okay.
And then whenever Ronan feels ready, we're going to get her back into the surgical suite and we'll do some more in-depth repairs. And we will have a better prognosis at that time in terms of like what the actual future looks like for her.
Okay.
Ronan seemed to fare the best out of everybody, although at one point it does seem that he used his bare hands to punch the airlock door, and so there's a couple of broken bones in his left hand from that.
He's a badass guy.
Yeah, but we were able to restore those pretty quickly with some nanovacs, and so he's mostly okay. He'll need some sleep soon too, but he was taking until we get Talia in a more stable condition. One of us is going to be awake all the time, and that is, as far as I know, that's everyone. I haven't seen anybody else since then. Dean Lagrange seemed in relatively good health for the fact that he's like a gazillion years old. As soon as he dropped you
Such
two
a
off,
medical
he
diagnosis,
yeah, that's the medical understanding of him.
Okay.
He left after that. I didn't even catch what he was doing because I was so distracted by everything that needed to be done medically.
Okay.
So he rolled out, and I haven't heard from Jacqueline what's happening in the rest of the ship. In fact, as far as I can tell, all of the internal communications are offline. And he goes and pushes a call button and holds up his data pad, and it doesn't ping or anything. He goes, so until Jackie gets things back online, I mean, we're kind of stuck.
Okay. Would you mind if I take a stab at any of that, or would you recommend you're probably going to tell me to lay down.
Take a stab at what?
If I can get anything back up and running, we probably need her, but I just...
No, that's fine. I'm sure that you could. You're the ship's data engineer.
Right. I do know some stuff.
Do you need to be in one of the research facilities, like your normal data offices, or can you do this from any terminal?
It'd probably be easiest if I'm around all the main...
Okay, sure. Well, here, and he just hands you his lanyard. You can badge in and out through the override doors with that.
You don't need this?
I have a second one.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
How are you? Does anyone ask you that?
Nobody ever asks me.
How are you?
You know, I'm doing okay. I feel well rested.
Really glad to hear that.
I've had a steaming pot of really generic bland coffee to get me
Okay.
going this morning.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and I know it's the medical life, you know. It's
yeah.
Our coffee is as sterile as our workspace. That's what we like to say. It's what would go on a poster if we had one.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, things are good. This is, I signed up for my last voyage, so it's nice to have a little bit of excitement on it. It'd be boring if we were just, I don't know, hauling mining or something like that. This is much more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. You're a good guy. I'm really sorry I didn't mean to call you out.
It's totally okay.
Just
I remember this
sometimes.
one ship I was on, the data engineer was
Let
like
him go
so
again.
stuffy. You're there for another hour or two as he tells these few stories.
Sorry. Well, I should, if you don't mind, I'll go.
Yeah, of course. Great.
out
I've got some paperwork to file of the crew's medical records from when we left 6 weeks ago. So I'll that's great. If you need anything, come back here and actually take this with you. And he hands you 2 more jug core stims.
Oh, thank
Each of them
you
is
so
good for
much.
6 pool points
God
that you
bless
can
you.
restore anytime. Just take those in case the headache or anything like
Yeah.
that, just so you have
Thank
a little
you.
something. Yeah,
Thank you. And how long are you going to keep him like that?
at least a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably better.
Around this evening, around dinner time, once we've finished up with Talia,
Okay.
I'm going to have Ronan, cook some kind of meal for him, and then I'll send Ronan to sleep, and we'll wake him up and see how he's
Have
doing.
you thought about how to tell him that he's not been working for like 2 days?
No, I think I'm going to let him discover it. I think it'll be good for him.
Okay, you say so, Doug.
Yeah.
I walk away. I don't think he's going to discover anything.
Astro opens his eyes, screw 372, 373,
Clip would have been writing on his clipboard the entire time.
just dreaming of it. So he wakes up and he's like, "What do you mean I have to write it again? It's a backspace." Where's Mark headed? To the data rooms?
Yeah, to see
Okay.
if there's anything I can get stuff back online. So
The heavy kind of lockdown door opens up from the medbay, and you step out into the ship. It is eerie. It's quiet, no engine hum, no back and forth activity. The corridor stretching away from you, the kind of regulation sort of steel reinforced plating on the walls. The main lights are off. Only emergency runners along the bottom 2 corners of the hallway are illuminated. So it's kind of just like a very sterile orange.
Are they strobing towards the safe rooms?
That's cool. I like that. They're definitely doing that. Take an XP. That was a really cool idea. So they're kind of like strobing through the hallway on regular intervals back towards the medbay that you just came from.
love that.
The elevator has been shut down, and when the elevator is shut down for a lockdown on the Spirit of Inquiry, it is sort of magnetized to one end of the elevator shaft, and then all of the doors are open. So you can, in 0G, go up and down the elevator shaft. You just can't take the elevator. So it's not that big of an inconvenience. It's kind of like when an escalator temporarily becomes stairs. But that's, so the ship is open and available for you to explore. Every so often you do run into another sealed lockdown door. And when you badge through, it's like a 10-second timer, and then they kind of shut behind you. All kind of isolated closed loops. You notice that all of the in-wall communicators and public address speakers, all the cameras, all the lights are off. Like none of that stuff seems to be active or activated. You can assume, just because it's sort of standard lockdown protocol, that the bridge crew are all sealed in the bridge. And other than that, you can't reach anybody. You don't know where anybody is.
All right. I want to say that I've brought my data pad with hopefully pretty full on charge if I was in there by myself for a while.
Yeah.
And I would have charged up Gene as well.
Okay, so Gene is kind of hovering along with you. A little flashlight. You get the little cone of light off into the gloom, so it looks a little bit like a horror video game. Just like a tiny... Yeah.
Scary. Yeah, then I think I plop down at my little space, and I try and see if I can do anything to get at least comms back online, for starters.
Okay,
Just
great.
work towards
So
getting things in there.
you're signing in from your main workspace, which is going to be the research node. That's where all of the like primary data storage, the server monitoring, all that kind of stuff is. So on the Spirit of Inquiry, this is on the research deck, which is towards the front of the ship on, I believe, deck 4 or maybe deck 3. It's that white kind of dome thing that protrudes from the top front of the ship.
Gotcha.
You're in the research deck and you kind of like sit down. Now you've got that sort of reassuring kind of data glow. You know, there's all the little green and blue lights kind of blinking at you and stuff.
Blue lights make me feel better.
Yeah,
rather than
absolutely.
worse.
Calming effect.
Your headache goes away immediately as soon as the blue light starts to.
Thank God. That
That doesn't sound right. Wait a minute.
Yeah, that was crazy. You get kind of like signed into the system there, and then you navigate your way through the data sphere. Navigating through the data sphere for you and for Jacqueline, and as a recap for any viewers, we have visualized the data sphere the way that you would think of like a dungeon. So each node is a room of the dungeon. The functions are like the loot that you can find in that room. Like they're things you can interact with from within the room. And then going from the node to the inner functions is like going through the door. So we actually have a map in front of us of the data sphere as well. And the way that it works is the nodes themselves are the top layer of the map. And then to activate any functions, you would need to use a move action to get from just accessing it into the actual node itself. And that's kind of like, oh, I'm signing in with my admin and password and whatever. And I get into like where the actual functionality is. For this case, you're starting in the research node and you want to get communications online, right?
next door.
So yeah, right next door is the communications node. So it's only one little jump. There's a little authenticator in there where you need to put in your, your little password or whatever, probably an override key. Since you're not the ship's communications officer, you put in like an override to get in there. And, if this node were a room, the communications node would be kind of like a living room. It would be plush carpet. It's very like IKEA furniture, like communications is something that we've understood as a species for a long, long, long time. And so there's a lot of like, oh, I remember this one from Stack Overflow. Like there's a lot of like kind of put together pieces where it's like standard building blocks that have all been kind of slotted together. It's pretty easy to find where the actual communication stuff is. And so one at a time, you flick on the different functionalities. First, you flick on the personnel communicators, and then you can't verify from your own data pad because it has no
Wi-Fi.
no like wireless access, no telemetry. But the servers in front of you, you suddenly have little uplink lights for everybody's personal communicator because there's one bank that's just like, the signal reception for everybody. And Ronan, you probably hear like a little uplink noise, like it's just as your communicator clicks on. Then you flick on the public address in the ship and another line of lights goes from orange to green. And then you turn on the closed network communications. So like the research bay, there's a button that just talks to everybody on the research deck. And the med bay, there's one that talks to everybody in the med bay and that kind of thing. So you get all that stuff switched on. When he does that, you definitely also get, when the personnel communicators come on, that includes the one in your cortex. So your cortex is suddenly like, oh, another handshake. Like, I'm in the data sphere, but now I'm getting the handshake from the wireless telemetry of the ship as well. So you are aware that that's been turned on.
I was going to ask, is my message that I put on the PA on loop before I shut it off still on loop?
When he turns it back on?
Yeah.
Yes, I think it must be. Well, no, I think it's not, because I think what you did is probably the equivalent of like, I didn't have time to make it a program. I'm going to run it in the interpreter. So like when it shut off, everything in RAM is cleared out.
Cleared out, yeah.
So I think there's no message left over. So no, there's none of that. But you do realize like, oh, I've got a handshake, and I think is that Mark Putty on the, like you kind of recognize that he's in the data sphere somewhere.
I would like to say, I feel like on the PA, as soon as it turns on, it's just like, welcome
to Geo Genius.
Yeah, like, thank you for buying.
You are in the bridge
insert-
node, right? Just to give you an idea of where you are right now. And in fact, you have a little token, both of you, to represent your character.
Is it this one?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Is that what this is?
Yeah,
but
that's
that was
your
pretty-
little avatar. So you
Okay.
can put that on the node where you are. Mark's is a bowl of curry.
Very beautiful little bowl of delicious curry.
Should I? I won't spoil anything, but I have a feeling a lot of these little squares everywhere might do something.
They might.
They're all facing
Bridge is
you.
right here.
Bridge
You
is
can
right
lift
there?
them up and like the actual labels, you can turn them if you need to.
Research is right there.
Be over there.
He's
Why would
actually
I-
comms now.
But I could
Communications.
just have Astra read it out for me.
Where's Tom?
It's the next one up.
That one?
Yeah.
The one that's unlabeled.
Oh, is there no label on it? It must have fallen.
Is there?
Rip.
That's okay.
There's a label somewhere in the house for that node.
It's fine. Process of
I
elimination.
found this.
Does it take comms?
Great.
Right, you can put yourself in there so we can move around.
Oh, that's fun. I should have totally printed some of those for you to be in.
I see now why it wasn't being used.
Here's another one.
Oh,
if you want.
thank you.
You have to slide in from one side because the other side is closed. So it like slides in and stops on the other end. And if it doesn't work, we don't have to spend a
Close
lot of
enough.
time on this.
No, it's okay.
No, it's okay. We can do it.
Yeah, can you face it towards the camera? Yeah,
That's no.
No,
it's
no,
definitely-
the-
Wait a
the
minute.
center camera. Yeah,
I was going in from the wrong side.
we
Oh,
got
that's
this.
so
We're functioning
cute.
adults.
So
Okay,
cute,
we have
Josh.
brains that recognize patterns.
Yeah.
We can put a little
Yeah.
thingy in a thing.
And I do want to clarify because there are a couple of these nodes that are next to each other just because our space was limited. If there's not an actual bridge connecting them, then it's not a path. So
Right
yeah,
here.
like that one is not a path you can go across.
Right.
And there's another one somewhere. But anyway, so like there has to be a bridge for you to cross it. And there are two bridges that are simply not physically drawable in actual three-dimensional space. They are yellow arrows on your personal map. So those are ones where like you can still teleport from one node to the next if you follow that line. I just couldn't make the bridges to fit it. Give me a break. I came up with this idea and 3D printed these starting 2 days ago. So it's just
You did an amazing job.
thank you. I think they're cool. They're just very basic. Okay, so Mark, you're able to get the communication stuff switched on, and you are in the communications node.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. Then I would like to try and ping good old friend Captain Chet Gamma,
Okay.
and see if I can talk to him.
Bring, 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 bring.
Mark.
Captain, good morning.
Hey, it's something.
What
Vietnam.
what space time is it right now? I haven't checked the clock in a minute.
Calculating.
Yeah, sorry. He pulls out his calculator app. And he's
Syncing
like,
clock.
it's syncing slowly. You just turned on telemetry.
Yeah.
Give it a second.
Yep.
Atomic clock.
hard to say.
Syncing.
Alpha time 6 weeks, 4 days.
AM or PM.
Oh, sorry. It's like 9 a.m., 9,
Okay.
10 a.m., something like that.
Great. Okay. Then good morning is appropriate.
Good morning.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm sorry. I just got up and figured I'd try and get some basic stuff back online. Is there anything that I can help with at the moment?
Actually, that's something that is a good question because I'm not sure what's going on with our ship's system. I understand some kind of hostile artificial intelligence was able to sideload itself
Right.
into the ship.
Yeah.
And that is as much as I understand. I can't reach Jackie. Her cortex is in my office, but I can't seem to get in touch with her.
Okay.
If you can try and track down wherever her essence might be in the data sphere, and then maybe the two of you can kind of do like a sort of check or like a purge a little bit of any unfamiliar code from our ship sphere.
Sure.
We are in full lockdown right now. So there's
I
the
noticed.
ships, we're dead in the water. We have no real idea where we are. I mean, they're working on the star charts, but like
Yeah.
outside is different than it was 48 hours ago.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of unknowns right now. And Dean, said that there was some kind of conflict with like the robotic systems on the ship, and it sounds like that's been taken care of. And anyway, there's a lot going on, and I don't have a lot of answers either. So I think the first step is we've got to raise Jackie somehow.
Understood. Okie dokie. Yeah, some nasty computer boys were in the system. I got a bit of code quarantined that I'm gonna look at when I get the chance. But it's some kooky stuff, sir. Pardon my language.
I speak French.
All right. Okie dokie. I'll try and get in touch with Jackie, and I'll report back.
Great. I love that we're in a universe where we've advanced time far enough that like Earth civilization has fallen essentially, but somehow France has endured. Like
Super France.
galactic France.
French is the new Latin.
Napoleon would be proud.
Yeah.
Yes, he would. Okay.
Then I try and find Jackie. I assume there's no way. You said that she can like kind of see that I'm here, but I assume there's no way for me to really kind of flag myself.
I
or-
did get pinged.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
that's
could
something
reach
get-
out. I mean, you're in the communications node. You could
Okay.
certainly send a message to her
Okay.
communicator.
All right. Bing, bing.
Just say hi.
Bing, bong, Jackie.
Hello, you have reached Jackie. Please leave a message after the beep. Beep.
I didn't know you had a voicemail box. Hi, Jackie. If you could get a second, take yourself away from whatever you're doing. I'm going to try and come looking for you and see if I can make direct contact. But whenever you get a chance, God, I really hope she's not doing some Minority Report hand stuff. Wherever she is. I'll catch you soon, Jackie.
You say, "I'll catch you soon." Is that how you sign off?
Oh my gosh.
Your message has been received.
She always loved doing that when she was fucking with the files. I showed her Minority Report because it's one of my favorites, and she was always thought that was the way to do it.
Would you like to label your message with a priority?
Top.
Sorry, incorrect answer. Please label with one of the following priorities.
Okay.
Level 1. Okay. Level 2. Kind of important. Level 3.
Level 5.
Sorry, invalid answer. Starting over. Level 1. Okay. Level 2. Kind of important.
Cover my eyes.
Level 3. This is very important. Level 4. I am dying. Level 6.
Don't understand. I gotta hear what
The
you
world is ending.
Level 6.
Your message has been sent with level 6 authority.
Okay.
You get a boop. Hello, Mark. Is the world ending?
Mine is, yes. If you, what's with 5?
What?
What's, never mind. What, where,
What's the deal with 5?
You gotta come back to that.
yeah, we'll have to touch base on that.
That's this episode title. What's the deal with 5?
Where are you? Chet needs to talk to us, Captain.
I am currently analyzing the threat that has engaged with our ship.
Okay, how's that going?
It is quite fascinating.
Okay,
I am learning a lot.
that's good. Is there? Can we touch base with the captain real quick with whatever you got? I don't mean to pull you away from it.
You do mean to pull me away from it, though.
Are you okay? I'm sorry.
Yes, I am okay. Are you okay?
No, I'm not. I'm trying to be okay.
Right. You did say your world is ending.
It is. Yeah, it was very big. I hope that's not a problem to flag that in such a way, but I just needed you to come.
You should go see a psychiatrist.
I do. I just bring the captain onto this call without even telling her. Hey, Captain.
Conference call
hello.
connected.
Hey, I got Jackie here.
Oh, you conferenced us in. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hello.
Ah, Jackie. What's going on with my ship?
There is a lot going on.
Can you give me some more words than that?
I've been trying.
Well, there is an entity that has existed among the stars for an untold amounts of generations. Compared to the human genome, it is quite incomparable. Life, but not life, as you would define it.
All right, so first contact.
And it has utterly wrecked the ship.
It has? How?
It has left traces of itself, which then implode upon contact.
Implode how?
Well,
Is this thing in our data sphere or is it in our ship?
it is in our data sphere and then in our ship. But I believe the ship threat has been dealt with, and now it's just the data sphere threat.
So I don't need to have my crew arming themselves right now.
It's not a non-zero chance.
All
But
right.
from what I can tell, all physical threats were neutralized earlier. Checking time. About 12 hours ago. But I haven't had sensors online yet.
Well, can we get sensors online? What's holding us up? If it's been 12 hours,
Well, I've been trying to analyze and understand, and it is like trying to understand a language when your race has only invented fire. It is quite complex. But I am noticing that perhaps if communications have been turned online, perhaps it is safe to move, I would say, carefully and turn things on one at a time. Though the reason why I put us on lockdown initially was because when I had seen what it was doing, it was able to self-replicate itself very rapidly with code that would then implode should it contact things. And I'm just afraid that the ship might not recover if enough of those go off.
Mark, how much redundancy do we have for the data sphere of this ship? Do you have copies that are offline where if we need to, we could just rip the entire data sphere out and put a new version in?
I believe we should. You know, it won't be the most up to date, but we keep pretty good logs of that. And a nice backup is generated most every few days.
All right. Well, then what I'm going to do is I'll say our first priorities are I need to get the helm and the rest of the bridge adjacent systems back online. So that's weapons, security, infrastructure, helm. I need those nodes back up and running so that we can figure out where we are right now, analyze our the stars around us, try and figure out if we can map them to anything in particular. And then by the time that's done, I'm going to try and send you Ronan, since I understand our security officer is out of commission at the moment. Mm-hmm. And I'll have the two of you go through the ship together. I'll have Ronan kind of protect you, and I'll have you track down Adelaide MacArthur. See if you can get a copy of all of the reports that she's done on the cosmetaline pulled offline, and then we will wipe the whole system and we'll start fresh.
Okay.
But whatever we've got on cosmetaline, we have to preserve.
Okay.
Oh, I did forget to mention something. There is another alternate AI aboard the ship that is human-made.
I'm right here.
It is in fact right here with us.
Greetings. I am Military Specialist Artificial Intelligence Unit 76 Beta.
Hello? Hello?
Greetings. Can I be of assistance?
If you don't mind, can I change your voice settings?
Feels very personal.
I understand, but it's
May I refer to you as SSB?
Sure. Designation accepted.
This-
Sierra Bravo.
Do you have to whisper? It's like a lot of it's tough on the ears. Sorry if that's
Hello, I am Jacques, one of the voice options for this artificial intelligence unit.
Okay, that's
How do you prefer?
that's fine, thank you.
Greetings.
Okay.
I am another artificial intelligence voice processing unit.
No, I want Jock.
Hello again, it is me, Military Specialist 76 Beta. I am intimidating and stealthy, and this voice totally captures my essence.
It does, thank you. It's just very scary. If that's okay for you to stick with, I don't want to impede on your personal
Voice selection accepted.
All right. That's awesome.
SSB, did you eliminate the threat as specified earlier?
I went for a hunt and I tracked down several fragments. However, I was unable to guarantee that the system has been fully purged. It will require a more in-depth analysis. I am a counter-intrusion specialist artificial intelligence, and I do not specialize in data analysis or signals intelligence.
Understood. Would you mind standing on standby until you are needed again?
I do not have legs or a physical body, but I will wait until summoned.
Understood. Does that sound good to you, Captain?
I'm so confused right now. Where did this other artificial intelligence come from? I was in the quarantine, but I escaped.
I believe that is a conversation to be had later with Dean Lagrange.
I did, Captain. During the initial events of the last 24 hours, we did find Officer Lagrange on a computer, seeming to fumble with some sort of lockdown device. That
I see.
I think it might be this. I don't know if he's made it, but that
Any idea where he is right now?
I woke up from a 12-hour nap not too long ago, so I couldn't tell you.
Cool.
If that's what you want us to, we could.
Jackie, any ideas?
I could turn on the sensors and find out. I could hunt him down.
When you say it like that, Jackie, it makes me question.
She's been
what you
very
mean by that.
different today.
Sorry, I was just teasing. As SSB likes to use the word hunt, I thought it would be funny. But I see now that jokes is not the opportunity as it is now.
Interesting.
We'll work on jokes later, Jackie. We'll get some Bill Burr in there.
Like LLM training. It's just like we'll put some better comedians in the data
Don't
set.
worry, Mark. I am working on my own humor. Wink.
All right. Well, let's start by getting the bridge adjacent nodes on, and then we'll go from there.
All right, thank you.
Gamma out.
Thank you, Captain.
You disconnect. The two of you are still, as far as I know,
Yeah.
in the call.
Yeah.
All right.
Made a new friend, Jackie?
I've met someone.
I would not call us friends.
Okay, so you are still here.
I am standing by as asked.
You know what? I think it's okay for you to go back to the whisper voice now that I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
SSB has
the
been-
vibe was very different.
Sierra, Bravo.
SSP has been very imperative in wrestling control of the ship.
Okay. Well, then I guess I'll start. Where are you at right now? You're in the helm
I am currently in the bridge.
bridge. Okay. Well. Okay. Right. I'm in communications. I'll go get Ronan, and he'll help guide me around to the locations. Is that what Dean or the captain asked me to do? Is go get Ronan.
He said start with the bridge adjacent nodes.
Yeah.
And then once those are online, then go get Ronan.
Okay.
And try and track down Adelaide MacArthur so that you can back up all of the
Okay.
science data before you purge the data sphere.
I do believe that is the orders that have been given to us.
Okay, great, thank you. Then I'll move over to helm. I'm not sure where you'll go, but then I'll pop into the bridge and.
Well, I'm in the bridge right now.
Yeah.
So I will go ahead and start engaging the rest of the bridge things.
Where do you want to go from there? Do you want to go to infrastructure or life support or weapons?
I'll head to weapons.
Okay,
You
then-
can trust me.
Then I'll go up to infrastructure. Okay, I very much trust you. It's very good to hear your voice again, Jakey.
Oh, thank you. I have been working on my voice.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll touch base with you soon.
Bye.
Goodbye.
I don't hang up.
I hang up. Just have a moment with myself. I'm kind of scared of Jackie. Okay.
We're going to cut from here to, let's cut to Astroodon. Astro. Yes. Let's put ourselves back in the medbay here. Astro, the first thing you notice is that a single LED is out in the massive light panel above your medbed. And then that LED is blocked from your sight as Victor Meridia leans over you. Good morning! You've had an exceptionally healthy 14 hours of sleep, though I dare say you'll feel sore for another day or two as the nanobots continue their work. Several torn muscles. What did you do, man? Fall off a catwalk? Not to worry. We'll have you fixed up in no time. Not that you'll listen to your medical officer, but you ought to take 2 weeks at the bare minimum of bed rest with some aggressive PT mixed in. But I've no doubt you'll ignore me, and I'll catch you counting screws or welding within a day or two. Regardless, rest for now. I'll fetch Ronan to cook you something, and we'll go from there. Do you need anything right this minute before I go get him?
Water.
Water, I can make that happen. And he pulls a glass out from underneath like a little storage cart of medical supplies and hits it against the little dispenser in the wall, and it fills up. Why, back when I first started traveling on ships, we didn't have any of this automated dispensers type thing. You had to actually go and get bottles out of a fridge. Oh, I've spilled a little bit. Here you go.
Can I just say I appreciate Trevor's like commitment to the bit that every time Astro was in the room, technically in the scene, he was over there looking to be asleep.
You're right. Take an XP
entire
for that. That's
time.
great.
What made it funnier to me was that it looked like he was genuinely asleep and disengaged.
He's out.
Astro's not doing anything. He's just gonna sip on his
Yo.
water and reflect on the past. I don't know.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is he thinking about?
I'll go get Ronan. Yeah, tell us what he's thinking about while Victor walks over to get Ronan.
He's thinking about all the previous accidents he's had, and how usually when there's an accident, you just get sent home, and so he'd go see his wife and like recover, and that would be his like recovery. But obviously he can't just go home and see his wife and take 2 weeks leave, so to speak, before getting back to work. So he's sort of reflecting on his inability to his inability to attain his normal sense of comfort, and how he's going to find that comfort here.
Victor heads over to the big blast doors that are sealing off the cryo chamber from the medbay. So Ronan, you're kind of in there with that dim amount of starlight kind of reflecting off the cryopod. You've been sitting there for, who knows how long at this point. You probably dozed off a little bit, whatever. What's going on for Ronan right now before that door opens? Like, what's he currently thinking about, or is he talking more? Is he just staring? What's he doing?
Honestly, I think at this point, he's napping. Like, after taking it all in, the stress of that all, having that emotional moment, he's not an emotional dude. That was like enough on his brain where he's like, okay. And he's just kind of just sitting there, and he has his head back, and he's just simply,
So you're awoken by the light falling on your face, the like highly sterile, like medical sweet light, and the sound of the door opening. As Victor walks in, he comes up to you and says, "Hello, Ronan. How are we doing in here?"
Oh, Victor. And he's gonna stretch a little bit. It's like, I'm doing good. Everything seems to be fine, at least.
Patient stable?
Everything here is good to go. That's what the readings are saying.
Ready to do some surgery?
I guess so. Who are we doing surgery on? All right. I guess I'm in.
All right. Let's get to work. And he holds up his data pad and he hits a couple buttons and he goes, "Oh, med-based systems aren't online yet. We'll have to wait." Well, so you've just been in here for like 12 hours. That's a long time.
Ronan's just gonna. You said the system's offline.
Yeah, the systems are all on lockdown. Mark said he was going to take care of it. I'm sure he's on it.
Can I ping Mark real quick to see where
Yes,
he's?
your communicator is online, so you
Okay.
totally can ping Mark.
All right. I'm gonna ping Mark. See if I. Yep.
Hey.
Mark? Sorry. Hey, Mark. Well, glad that you're back up and running.
Feeling good. Stim pack is doing me good.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, it really started kicking in just a little bit ago.
Is there any way we can get the medbay
yeah.
back up and going?
Yeah. Yeah, no,
We do have to get Talia taken care of.
feel loose.
Why don't you loosen up the medbay for
Yeah,
me?
yeah, it's gonna take. Nice. I'll be there in just a sec. I got to work through a few other systems real quick, but I'll get that done as soon as I can. Okay.
Ronan's just staring into space, kind of like slightly shaking his
Yeah.
head as this conversation's happening. But like, all right, Mark, I appreciate you. We'll be waiting.
All right, love you, brother.
Love you too.
God. Yeah.
And then Ronan's just gonna hang up.
As you disconnect the call, Victor says, "Well, while we're waiting, can you fix something up for Astro? He's just waking up."
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Great.
Just walk over to Astro. Hey, buddy, how you feeling?
Tired, sore,
Oh yeah, it's like you're already thinking about getting back into work from what he's saying. What's wrong?
He just assumed. I didn't say that I was going back to work.
Well, it seems that you need help with something. What he sent me over here with something.
Probably food.
Food. Oh, well that's what I can do. Is there anything particular you want, or dealer's
right.
choice?
Dealer's choice.
All right, then I will be back. I guess because I guess there's gonna be some downtime for. Is there a kitchen in maybe the med bay, like a mini?
Yeah, there's
kitchen?
probably like a
Okay.
little mini kitchen. Or
All right,
something.
then I'll just use
Kitchenette.
that. Yeah, I can do that because I'm imagining Ronan would have that somewhat stocked with his kind of things.
Yeah. So what is Ronan's? You just woke up from being unconscious for 2 days special meal.
Oh, yes, I'm making you like ramen bowl. Yeah. We're gonna do a classic like a pork style ramen. We'll get you a couple different mushrooms in there. Maybe like those little Naruto cakes on the side. Definitely got a hard boiled egg, some green onion, maybe even some bacon bits, just because a little extra protein always helps.
Ronan,
Take an XP for incredibly appetizing food roleplay.
Need a good
What?
bowl of ramen right
serve.
now.
how long have I been out, and what's been going on?
It seems you've been out for 12 hours since the event ended. 14 hours it seems now. But all that's really happened is Mark woke up, Jackie started to get some things turned back on, it looks like, and Talia's still out, so really nothing changed. It's just a couple people just woke up. That's really it.
Nice description of the past hour and a half.
It's like I've been in the same room for the last couple hours as well, so I haven't really stepped out here to see what's happening, unfortunately.
Doesn't sound like much, anyways, for me to do regardless.
No, I think you should continue to sleep here. Let's, why don't you just eat that bowl up? I'm sure you'll be better.
Yeah, eventually.
And then as he's passing it over, Ronan's going to take his little special spices out and kind of turn them across there and hand it to him.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Why was there like multiple people that made that noise?
It was a lot all at once.
It's like everybody's taking a bite.
Astro just downs this.
None of us have had lunch yet. So you talked about ramen, and all of us are like, all we can think about now is ramen.
We gotta live vicariously.
Nice broth.
Astro just downs that. He was probably way too hungry.
We'll cut from here to Jackie. Jackie, you're in your cortex in the bridge. What's Jackie doing?
Well, Jacqueline's kind of like, yes, I'll turn on the things, and but doing it one-handed. So Jacqueline is like slowing down to shift through the stuff because it's at a lower efficiency now, as Jacqueline just offhandedly starts flipping switches in the bridge.
Okay. The bridge doors activate, the EVA hatches, kind of like the locks disengage. The ship's log kind of, like all the data from the ship's log sort of resynchronizes with the system, the hard drives or whatever in this area. The deployable storage, there's like these, like the missile cover buttons where it these orange lit buttons underneath for deploying the storage off the left and right side of the ship. Those two lights come back online. Jackie, you get the briefest sense of something in your periphery as you flick back on the ship's log.
I stop everything I'm doing to analyze the ship's log. I'll go ahead.
With lab analysis or just a normal?
Normal
Okay.
lab analysis will take way too long.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah, we'll just no effort this. Raw.
What could possibly go wrong?
Well, okay, I have an edge of 3. I get 1 level of effort for free. So we'll for free level of effort.
Great.
Level 3.
Level 3. You successfully notice, you want to set this on the bridge node right next to Jackie?
Yeah.
You successfully notice another fragment of Sentry 762 is in the room with you. As soon as the ship's log comes back online, it immediately snatches the data from the ship's log as it is resynchronizing, snatches that data out of the time stream, wraps it in a transmission protocol, and attempts to eject it from the node. Now it's one action for it to encapsulate the data, so that's its surprise move here. Go ahead and roll initiative for me.
Oh no.
Is initiative?
I
just a
rolled
speed
an
roll?
18.
You rolled an 18. You will go first. I need you to succeed on a speed defense task of 4 because it's trying to outpace you.
Ooh.
So speed level 4.
All right. Well, no effort. 19.
Yeah.
You are able to outpace it, and you will move first this round.
All right. Do I get a minor effect for 19?
For an 18 or a 19?
19.
Oh, yes, you do for a 19. Your minor effect is that you can... Okay, so your minor effect is that having seen one of them, you do a quick check for any more fragments in the node with you, and you are confident you're the only two like occupants of this node. Mil-Spec is nowhere to be seen. Sierra Bravo.
Of course, they're nowhere to be seen when I need them. All right.
Isn't he on standby?
I'm going to focus my entire attention on destroying this quantum fragment. Maybe by... Ooh. I wonder... I'm going to try to target what I think might be the source of it. I imagine maybe there's like a singular line of code, or perhaps even just a literal physical spec that has been quantumly entangled as a part of it.
Okay.
So I'm just going to pick one at random here that I think might be it, because I don't really have time to analyze.
Okay.
And I will just try to attack that part of it.
Here's what I'm going to do for you then. I'm going to hinder your attack by 1 step, but if you succeed, instead of dealing damage, it'll kill the fragment.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and use 2 levels of effort
Okay.
and just go on.
Okay.
2 levels of effort and roll a 13, which is a level 4.
You successfully intercept. It's like the data is being packaged, and almost at the last step, like it's slapping on a shipping label to try and transmit this data somewhere, and you just like snatch the shipping label away, and you're like, no, and you like kill the fragment there, and it kind of bursts apart into fragments of code and little commented lines and things that are very easily cleaned up. It doesn't reform. It's not recursive. It's just kind of this little fragment that you have successfully disabled.
Do you want that piece back?
Yeah, I'll take that back.
Now it's dead.
The flipped over tiles on the data sphere, now that we're more in the data sphere, those are the Spirit of Inquiry's countermeasures. There are fingerprint ones that are meant to identify entities, and there are firewall ones that are meant to like, it's just a block of this severity. Because the whole ship is offline, so are all of those tiles. But you, Jackie, can manually activate them, or you, Mark, can activate them as you go. The challenge is, especially the firewalls, if you put up a firewall, you also have to disable it to get past. Like it's an action, essentially, to deal with the countermeasure. So that's what's
Okay.
happening around you. But that is one brief little combat flash over in the data sphere as you disable this particular fragment.
Right. I believe I have turned on everything in the bridge. And at this point, I will go ahead and travel over. Ooh, where do I go? I'll go to weapons, like I said I would.
Okay. You stay true to your word and you head to the weapons node. While that's happening, Mark Putty, what are you up to? You're in the comms node. Well, you're personally jacked in at the research node, but you've
Right.
navigated to the comms node.
Yep. I'll say if I haven't done like a full scan of this area and like got everything up yet, then I'm gonna get all these things up and running and see if there's a little bugaboo hiding in
The
here.
stuff in the communications node?
Yeah.
Okay.
While I'm here.
You begin kind of, zoom, 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 flicking on the different switches, so to speak, in the communications node. That includes like public address through the ship, personal communicators, the communications drones. So like when the ship sends the drop ship out, you have a couple of drones that you can position so that the Spirit of Inquiry and the drop ship can reach each other. It also includes like the big signals array on the ship and the ability to send burst transmissions and receive burst transmissions from far away. As soon as you power on the big signals array dish, you are immediately aware of other code executing that you did not design.
Stop. Knock that off. I try and quarantine it if I can.
Okay, why don't you roll an intellect task? This is an attack
Okay.
on something that had not detected you or doesn't seem to be acknowledging you.
I'm pretty smart. I'm a smart cookie.
I believe in you, Mark.
I believe
Smart
we're
curry.
just gonna go
Mark
for it.
Curry.
I get home, turn on the lights to see a shadow. Immediately bring out the baseball bat.
I'm gonna use my 1 XP
To reroll.
to reroll.
Okay.
I believe in you, Mark.
Thank you.
Was that worth it?
I mean, it was better than a 3. That's only a 9.
It's only a 9. You attempt to hit it with like a pattern interrupt or something, and you are unsuccessful. It's almost as if instead of being one entity, you like throw something at it and it parts like a river around it and like reforms the data on the other side of it. Just this stream of data going through the huge signals array and being transmitted away from the ship.
Stop that. Oh, shoot. Oh, no. I try and close off this area if I can.
Okay, just like put a
anything else.
firewall around
Yeah, keep anything
around
else.
this node or around the signals array. Like you're trying to shut down the function of long range transmissions, or you're trying to block off the node so that nothing else can get in.
God, I don't know. The signals array, I guess.
Okay, that's as simple as switching it off, except that now when you try to switch it off, something tries to stop you.
Okay, cool.
You get your first sense of like you're writing code and you see code appearing in the node like simultaneously, where it's like you're both trying to activate the same function, which puts you in opposition. This is
What?
another combat roll, and I need an intellect task. You still have not identified what's interfering with you, so we don't know what the damage or the
Alrighty.
level is for this roll.
Okay, I'll put a thing of effort into that, I suppose.
Okay.
Then we're gonna go. It's an 11.
It's an 11. You suffer 4 points of intellect
Ouch.
damage as your attempt to shut down the transmission array is sort of rebuffed. The blue light suddenly is like not as soothing as you're used to it being. The stress is cutting back in.
It hurts. Oh, God. Okay, well, that's at least. How much did I take, you say?
4 points of intellect damage.
I'm so boned. I just keep trying to hit it, I guess. If I can, I mean, if I don't, is it just me and this thing right now?
Right now, it's just you.
I don't think I can use any of my gobbledygook inside of the thing.
You could back out. You know what I mean?
Then
Like you
it's
could
gonna
disconnect.
be there.
That's true.
I'm just gonna try and keep slamming it.
Okay.
One more effort. One more hit.
Okay.
Please, something good.
Oh no.
Just kill me. It's a 9 again.
It's a what?
It's a 9 again.
Plus
A
the level
9.
of effort.
This is
Plus a level of effort. That's a 12.
the whole same roll. All 3 of them.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's not a successful attack. You don't take any more damage from it. This is just you attacking, but you are unable to interrupt the transmission of data. The entity does not pursue you. It does not make another attack. It is just like the signals array is humming. Data is leaving the ship.
Stop it. Turn it all off. I don't know what to do. Can I don't want to just turn all the comms off. If I try and just turn all of comms off again, will it just attack me?
I don't know.
Okay, I try and turn everything off.
Okay. So you go back down the line of switches. Click, 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 click. Personal comms down. Shipwide comms down. Localized comms down. Signals array down. The transmission protocol, which is what this thing is using, the transmission function, and it's busy trying to transmit, and you just shut the dish off. So you are able to successfully stop it from exfiltrating information.
Okay.
Because the dish that it needs in order to send that stuff away is offline. However, the entity itself has like kind of circled up around that function, and as you've done that, its action is going to be to deploy a firewall there.
Okay.
Go ahead and set one of these in that node.
Over here.
In the communications node, yes.
I believe in you.
I don't know what I can only really attack it. I don't don't know what else to do.
You can reach out.
I just turned off all the comms.
You could have reached out.
I'm so fucked. Help. I roll something. I roll for the DM to give me an idea.
I'll threaten you with an intrusion.
Okay.
That's what you'll get here, boy.
I want to cry.
I'm only giving out intrusions.
You could turn on the comms just between us, because I don't think that was affecting anything. That way you can reach out.
Personnel comms.
Yeah.
I'll try. Yeah, I'm gonna deny your gobbledygook. I'm too stressed.
That's fine. I didn't even actually threaten you with one. I was telling you if you ask me for suggestions, what you're going to get is an intrusion.
Yeah, well, we're not gonna do that then. Yeah, I'll just try and get comms on. Jackie,
Hello.
I'm so dumb. So dumb. Can you help me? I don't know what I'm doing.
I think that
Well.
eases your next task by one because you just self-deprecated.
Oh my
True.
god.
I'm currently busy with investigating weapons, but what issue are you dealing with?
I've got code in here, and I'm not a superhuman who can go in and fight it directly. I might need you to help me go into each of these things. You've probably already moved on. I don't want to.
Well, now that comms are back on, SSB, are you there?
Active.
Would you mind assisting Mark?
I'm there. And you feel this kind of like swirling like presence leave the node you're in. And Mark, it's sort of like watching several tendrils of smoke leak in through different vents and then swirl into one thing. Sierra Bravo assembles itself from fragments of already existing code so that it can create as many entities of itself as it wants. It materializes 3 of them in the room with you to assist you. You have 3 steps of easing on every action that you take while Sierra Bravo is here attempting to assist you.
It's a physical creature.
Here, we can throw Sierra Bravo.
It's describing it in a physical presence for your human mind, but it did that digitally.
Right.
Did the digital.
Yeah, it's because we're humans. We're humans.
Cool, man. Yay for not being in the data sphere.
Do you have a plan?
No, I really don't. I'm so tired, and I don't feel like I have anything I can do other than roll a dice. Truly.
I will suppress it.
You have a lot of
Keep
help.
it suppressed.
I don't.
I will suppress this entity.
Okay.
While it is suppressed, disable its firewall.
Okay.
It's only a class 3 firewall.
Okay.
Understood?
Sure, thank you.
Begin. And all of a sudden, you see instead of what you do, which is writing code and then sending it to the system, and then the system reacts to the code that you have sent, Sierra Bravo, its design allows it to interrupt other people's terminals. So as this entity is attempting to write code and interact with the system, it's just throwing stuff into the line that's like smiley face emoji, rabbit, dash. Yeah, it's just like that. It's just throwing it so like random lines of code aren't working. It hinders the activities of the entity as it tries to write correct code. And then it begins filling, like as more and more of the little fragments get involved, more and more of the line is filled up until it's completely overwhelmed. You have 1 round where it can't take an action before it will purge its own chat line and then start coding again. So you have a round here to do something unopposed. So it's a level 3 intellect task to disable this firewall.
You can do it.
We're gonna try. That's all I've been rolling.
I believe in you.
I might as well try and
Statistics
give
are
it
on your
another
side.
1 effort. So we just need a 6.
There you go.
7.
That's good.
That's it.
There we go.
You did the thing. Do you want a different die?
I guess. I don't know.
I have a different die.
It just feels like I'm just gonna be rolling.
You okay with metal?
What's up?
You okay with the metal die?
With the... Yeah.
Put that one in jail.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. Okay, I've done that.
So firewall
Took down the
disabled.
firewall.
Great. Firewall is down. Thank you, sir. Sierra Bravo says, when I say go, reactivate the transmission array.
Okay.
I will pull the fragment off of the ship.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
Neumann, I'm ready. Do it.
Okay. I do it.
Okay.
It's way better. 15.
Yeah, easy. You kind of circumnavigate the AI that's trying to hold on to this thing, and you activate the signals TX array, and then Sierra Bravo disappears and like transmits the entity with it. So it like the way the entity was wrapping up data and sending it away, Sierra Bravo just used itself as wrapping paper, like gave a big old bear hug to this fragment, and then jets its way out of the ship. It's gone, along with the fragments of Sierra Bravo. And that concludes combat.
Oh my god. Are you okay, Sierra? Are you gone? Oh god, I don't understand anything that's happening. Okay, thank you.
You are welcome, Mark.
Mark puts his head in his hand and he cries a little bit. It feels useless.
Mark, are you backing out of the data sphere? Like, are you coming back to the present?
I guess so.
As you kind of disengage from the data sphere, let's pull his curry marker back to just the node where he's sitting. So he's in.
Does being trained in data sphere access, would that have made
Yes,
any of
that
it?
would ease every task you do while you're in the data sphere.
Great. Good thing I mentioned that.
Well, now you know. As you kind of put your head in your hands and you're like feeling stressed and you sort of, disengage from the world of the blue lights and come back to the world of
As a
multicolored lights.
character.
You hear like tinkering noises from one of the other rooms in the research deck. Dragomir Hunt's office. You hear like the sounds of little tools and stuff going off, and I'm not gonna suggest that you make a decision whether you go in or not. But if you kind of poke your head around the corner and just peek in, you can see that he's got what looks like an archaic, like human origin satellite. It's all dented up and corroded and rusted, like it's been in the void for who knows how long, millennia maybe. He's got it on the work table in front of him, and he's like disassembling it piece by piece. And you happen to peek in the room at the time as he lifts off the cover where the power cells should be. And instead of like old dented corroded stuff, it's like a brand new retrofitted power cell. Like somehow this satellite seems to have had just its power source fixed at some point in time. And he's like kind of examining it and like just, like throws up his hands. Why? How would it? Doesn't make sense. And he like goes back to.
Are you stressed out too, Dragomir?
It's the Voyager. He turns around and holds up. It's Voyager 2, actually. It's the Voyager probe. The humans. We're the humans. We put this in space like
Long time ago.
2,000 years ago. No,
Yeah.
1,600 years ago. Something like that.
Yeah.
We sent this out into space.
And we have it?
And it's back. We found it yesterday after the planet exploded and space-time collapsed and Voyager 2, I guess, yanked over here.
That's absolutely insane. And it's got a fresh power thing.
This is what doesn't make any sense to me is human origin. And he holds it up and it's like, it's a battery pack that you recognize, like from not that recent, but recent, there's maybe a company on there that you're like, yeah, they're out of business, but like not that long ago. This millennia, how does this get into this? And what are the statistical odds that we find it?
I don't know.
Makes no
brother.
sense.
It doesn't make any sense, brother.
It's like good repair work too. Like not like, EVA and we weld on where we
Yeah.
can't. Like it's good work. Like it was brought into a workshop and retrofitted with power.
Yeah.
Voyagers are back in town.
Behind him, you see a second satellite on a desk, except it's not a satellite. It's the transmitter you built for Cosmetaline, just like kind of sitting up on a shelf, the little like retrofitted thing that you thought had been just like lost to space. You notice it's just sitting there on a shelf behind him.
When did you get that one?
Oh, this one?
Uh-huh.
I know one of our crew made this one. We picked it up again a little while ago.
When was a little while ago?
Like the first day on Green 1, I think Ronan found it. He brought it back.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I never heard about that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I gotta talk to him about that.
Yeah, you should ask him about it.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
What's crazy is I'm the one who made that.
Oh, you made this?
I made that.
That's great tinkering. That
Thank
was
you.
to take
It went
use
missing.
one of these units and then to plug it in like that to get
Yeah,
this.
thank you. It went
It's really
missing for a while,
fascinating.
and I spent a lot of sleepless nights wondering where it was. Crazy, I wasn't told that it was here.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
You would think he would have mentioned
You'd think
to you.
he would have
Did
thought
he know
about
you made it?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's crazy.
I kind of complained about being
That's
so
wild.
sleepy for so long.
Yeah, that's That's wild.
Yeah.
You should definitely ask him about that.
I start crying.
Look, I solved one mystery for you. I find one mystery for me.
That's awesome.
Wow, this is something.
So good.
You seem high.
I'm so sad.
You're
Yeah.
so sad. What's
Yeah.
wrong?
I just can't do my job right now. Apparently,
talking about?
I'm just looking at stuff. I gotta turn things on, Dragomir. I don't know if I can really help. Can I help you with it? I need to do other things. Can you help me? Can you help me? Help me,
Mark,
please. Yeah.
what's really going on right now?
What's going on?
Yeah.
I don't know. Something might have just sent code into space that was like detrimental to our safety, and I just couldn't do anything but like just count numbers.
So?
That's what it felt like. What do you mean so? So?
We're billions of light years away from any known civilization.
Well, this might be news to you, but there's some sort of very advanced technological society that's being powered by stars and tried to tear our ship apart. Yeah. Yeah.
You know we're powered by stars.
I start crying. Getting harder.
Mark, it's gonna be okay.
I don't know
it's
about
gonna be
that.
okay.
Okay, then I should get back to work.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be all right.
Yeah, it's all gonna be fine.
Mark, you can do this.
Okay.
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 Look, I believe you can do this. You clearly don't believe you can do this.
I believed when I sat down that I could do it, and then I tried the first task and I failed pretty hard. I felt okay.
But it's just the first task. That means you have so many other tasks left that you can do better on.
So many opportunities to
Yeah.
fail. I'll
No,
get
so
back
many
to-
opportunities to succeed.
You're really positive. I appreciate that.
I'm not that positive.
Okay.
I'm
Neither am I.
Yeah, I'm walking to help you.
Just walk in the other room where he can easily see me if he wants to keep talking to me. Head in my hands. Okay, I'm going back.
Okay.
Okay.
Where to?
Can you just do you if we want to step away for a minute and like not think about your stressful thing, you can help like give me a massage. You don't have to like physically touch me, but you could just like make sure I don't feel like offing myself in this task. Is that okay? That's a lot to put on you. I closed the door. Probably best to be alone right now.
We cut from here to Ronan Voss.
Oh,
Actually, I guess we have to cut to Jackie. We're still waiting on medbay. So until we have medbay.
Well, I'm in weapons.
Okay.
And now I would like
Like
to
the
do
medbay.
a it's only one intellect point. I'm gonna go ahead use node analysis.
Great.
Now I already know the general purpose of the node and such, but I'm hoping that I might be able to detect anything here. Now sadly it does say of your tier or lower. But can I roll to add to that maybe?
Are you a 2 or a 3?
I'm level 2.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and roll. I would have let you roll either way. I just needed to know what number you were.
Understood. 1 level of effort. I haven't seen it yet, but I thought I should mention that now before I see it.
That's wise.
I needed it. So I rolled a level 3 plus 1 level of effort, level 4.
Level 4. That is okay. So you know that the weapons node has an authenticator protection available. Right now it's deactivated. Right now it's deactivated. In this node, there are 3 functions. There's the torpedo bays, there's the directed energy weapons, lasers, and there are small arms controls. There's, an armory down at the gun range, and all of those weapons are locked unless someone authenticates properly. There is a switch here where you can just unlock all of them. For example, if the ship was boarded, you would probably just unlock all the small arms. You wouldn't want everyone to badge in to like rent out a shotgun to defend the ship or whatever. So those are the functions in here. You also don't detect any other like unwelcome presences or anything like that.
All right. Well, I will make sure it's not on lockdown anymore, but I'm not going to turn on any of the functions either.
So all of that is disabled, like small arms still can't be withdrawn and you can't fire the torpedoes and that kind of stuff.
Jacqueline seems to think that if she unlocks the small arms, there might still be robots around.
That's fair.
And if I turn on lasers or torpedoes, I haven't seen any evidence of an external threat outside the ship. And I would hate for it to somehow figure out that maybe our turrets don't have, limits on how far they
I
can turn.
see. Yeah, like freedom of range or whatever, and it like shoots the bridge or something.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I think I'm just going to leave them on in the terms that they're accessible, but not actually turn on the functions.
Cool.
I'm going to move on to, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take the shorter route. I'm going to go back through the bridge,
Okay.
go to life support.
Great. Life support, we've talked about this one briefly before, but the life support node is the concrete reinforced silo of code on this ship. It's incredibly robust. It has all of these closed loops so that when there's no one interacting with it, many of the functions on the ship still run. For example, despite the fact that the ship is offline and your data sphere is in lockdown, oxygen is still being monitored and pressurized throughout the ship. However, many of the other things are offline, such as artificial gravity. The climate control on the ship is just set to a standard 75. It's not like if all the rooms have the different controls, all that kind of stuff. So most of the functions here that can be treated as convenience or that can wait a long time, like water filtration, the ship can go probably 3 days before it actually runs out of water, that kind of thing. Those things are all closed.
Did I trigger anything moving from the bridge to life support?
No.
Interesting. Okay.
The ship has a countermeasure there, but
these
remember
are
it's
the
disabled.
Ship's
Right.
measures.
I'm going to go ahead, turn on climate control for the crew, so that way they actually have access to it, and slowly reconnect a lot of these systems back to the data sphere.
Great. Bloom, bloom, bloom. They all successfully reactivate.
And I think
Mark, your head is in your hands, and all of a sudden you also feel so heavy. It's so much harder to be sore and have real gravity to experience than it is to be sore, but there's no weight on your body.
all right. I don't think anybody's reached out to me about medbay yet. I'm going to roll a thought.
What kind of?
I'll go to medbay.
Okay. You head down to the med bay. You don't detect anything there that is untoward.
I'll go on and turn on everything in the medbay.
Click, 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 zoom. Back in the cryostasis chamber, Ronan, you and Victor Meridia are standing there. Victor, every few minutes, he awkwardly attempts to start more conversation with you. You're both just standing there looking at unconscious Talia bones in the cryo chamber pod, kind of lit by the, you lifted the one window, so there's like the little dim starlight. And then all of a sudden, you just hear this, and all of the lights in the ceiling above you come on. It's like a little bit of a squint and a kind of readjustment to it. And he goes, looks like the system's back online. Let's go do a surgery. He walks over, the two of you scrub in, and the cryopods are arranged and mounted in such a way where he hits a button in the surgical center and Talia's cryopod like retracts flat, and then a conveyor belt brings it and raises it up onto the surgical table. So this surgery you can actually do while she is in cryo sleep. Okay. And the pod itself is going to it keeps her induced in the medical coma and the whatever else, like the anesthetic and all that kind of stuff. And then the glass case on the top of it, kind of opens up and hinges away. But the internals of the cryopod are still active. So she's kind of surrounded in this sort of gel layer of cryostasis gel. And that stuff is being controlled just by convection. And that's what's keeping her kind of chilled. So you have to reach through the gel with the big surgical gloves to actually get in there and do any work. She has extensive damage. So there are 6 different repairs that need to be conducted for Talia's body for her to survive. No pressure. And because Victor Meridia is assisting you, he's a very high-level doctor. So instead of you rolling for do we do the repair or not, there are different assisting tasks that he'll need you to do, like finding the right tools or whatever. So these are lower level tasks that he's trying to delegate to you so that he can focus all of his attention on the incredibly delicate work of, rebuilding a person who is on death's door and was recently asphyxiated in an airlock. And that's basically where we find ourselves. How you feeling? How's Ronan feeling as he goes into this room and he kind of knows that this is coming?
It's, I guess, with him being him, it's a familiar feeling because he's had people die on him before in his past, but this is after everything he has gone through. In his mind, he is like telling himself that this needs to be successful, that this is something that cannot fail. You put too much work and just mental processing power into this one person alone. So, plus she has a really cool eye.
Oh, he's coming around to the eye. I like that.
She does have a cool
Take an
eye.
XP. That's character growth right there. He's coming around to the eye being cool.
I thought he always thought it was cool. He just couldn't acknowledge that it was.
Oh.
I was like, say
okay.
the first time we saw the eye, I was like, that's really cool.
Well, I won't take the XP away from you. It's still cool.
Thank you. It's a pity XP.
The surgery begins, and so the first thing he needs you to do is find the right tools. This is an intellect task, difficulty of 2, target roll of 6.
Intellect. Okay. Target roll of 6. I'm gonna use an XP that you just gave me to roll that.
The gameplay loop of Winged Badger Tavern.
All right, 15.
There you go.
Perfect. You find all of the right tools, you get them laid out in place, and the surgery itself begins. Victor kind of reaches into the gel, and he starts at the bottom of her body and works his way up, so it starts on like shin damage and stuff like that. He's trying to stay away from vital organs until the other stuff, the extremities, are repaired. So he starts what he's doing. He goes, can you get this robot calibrated for the distance between the femur and the meniscus over here? And he kind of has you recalibrate one of the surgical robots. That's an intellect task, or I would accept a speed task if you could convince me why.
I'm just taking control of it.
Yeah, you're taking control of it and you're basically getting it ready to go. Like, it has to be calibrated for the type of procedure that it's going to do.
Could I use my cipher instead of rolling?
Absolutely. What's your cipher do?
So machine override module.
What's that do?
Take control of a single non-sentient machine for 10 minutes.
Perfect. So instead of calibrating it and needing it to do something, you're like, I got that. And you just pick up the little joystick controller for it and you begin driving the robot. And you take perfect control of it. So that part of the surgery, I'm not even going to add any more rolls for. The first thing goes off without a hitch, first repair. The second one is another fairly superficial repair, but it's like a skin graft type thing that's required. There's some freezer burn from exposure to the cold void of space. And so the next piece of it is going to be more about getting the seal done properly. So your job is to prep like the epoxy resin that's kind of used to sort of mount the skin where it goes. It's this sort of gel that gets mixed with some nanobots so that the nanos can kind of restitch the skin together once it's in place. I'm going to need you to get that ready for me. You can use speed to try and time the epoxy properly, or you can use intellect to remember like the exact ratios the way they need to be.
We'll do speed.
Perfect. That's a speed task with a difficulty of 4, target roll of 12.
All right. So I will use 2 levels of effort there.
Great.
So target level of now 9 or now 6?
It was a level 2 or a level 4. So with 2 levels of effort, it's a level 2 with a target roll of 6.
Done. Easy. 12.
12. Easy peasy. Ronan is humming. You are kind of turned off to like a little side table. You get the gel prepared. You don't even look. You just hand it off with one hand, and Victor takes it and like gets the graft in place. The second of our repairs has been completed properly. We're now moving into more serious things. There's a torn tendon that needs repair, or she's going to lose the use of one of her arms. And as we move into that one, he takes kind of a scan of the area, and then he hands the data crystal off to you, and he needs a replacement tendon to be synthesized. So you can use either might to stitch the thing yourself, or you can use intellect to have one of the machines fabricate a new one.
But this wouldn't be a might task per se.
I'm saying you could use it as a might task,
So-
or we could do it as a...
Can I use muscles of iron for this task?
Sure, you're knitting together fibers to create a new tendon.
I am dealing with
Yeah.
like a cyborg, so I feel like I have to be.
Sure.
All right, so I'll use muscles of iron, and that's 2 points. Or it's 2 points. I should just remember this by the 2 might points. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, we'll just do that, and I think I can just. Does it just do any task, or is it eased? I forget.
It just eases it.
Okay, so then bam. That'll
Wing
take that
bam.
down 2. And then what's the target roll?
So this was a 5, now it's a 4 with a target roll of 12.
And I have, I'm going to use 2 more levels of effort just cause.
Great. So that's a 3 now.
We believe
It was a 5 down to a 4 down to a 2 with a target roll of 6.
I think I'm doing my math right. Using XP.
Okay. The kind of like harsh surgical lighting starts to kind of get to you as you get to these more intense repairs. You know, you can feel the stress. We start to get like a little bit of sweat kind of beading on Ronan's forehead as he's trying to get this thing put together properly.
Ronan's going to use another XP.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Come on, baby.
You're doing this with your strength instead of your intellect, and it's like it's tough to knit a tendon together. You keep like, you know, one of the strings of fabric kind of like snaps out of your hand and you have to start over. You get a new one and kind of weave it in.
We did get a 10 there after that.
All right,
So
you succeeded. So it takes you a little bit longer, but you're able to kind of get this thing put together. You have the tendon made. You're holding it stretched as you hold it out over the incision, and then Victor kind of comes down with these 2 precision like instruments and brings it down into the right place. And then as he's going to tie it, he needs you to release the other one at exactly the right time. So the torn tendon has to be disconnected, but this is a speed task and it's high precision. Difficulty 5, target roll of 15.
Ouch.
Because if you cut this too early, the new tension he adds is going to disfigure her arm before it's ready to move. And if you add it too late, then her arm's going to fall out of position for where the new tendon needs to go. So
speed test level.
5.
level 5, target roll of 15.
I'm going to use 3 levels of effort for this one.
Great. So that's going to bring you from a 5 to a 2 with a target roll of 6. Astro, you're like sipping on your ramen, looking through the window of the surgical center. You can't actually see Talia because she's in the huge cryopod, but you can see like Ronan and Victor are like stressing. You know what I mean? Like this is a very focused. Even Victor's not talking. Like that's how focused he is right now. You've never seen Victor not talk.
Points after.
Right.
But you subtract your edge from that cost.
Right. But the edge only works for
other
one
people
pull.
to be stressed.
Right?
Right.
Like,
So
okay,
whatever
right.
pull you have edge in.
Okay, so then I did this correctly. Okay.
Sorry, we're just
You're fine.
doing math.
Get it worked out. We were painting cool narrative scenes out here.
Math
right.
is hard.
So, yep. Go for that. Easy. I'm going to spend another XP.
After all that, you're
I'm
like,
starting to get down to the final thing, but
you're like, not
I'm
going on that
I'm
one.
going like all in for this. I gotta spend another one.
Oh my god.
Oh gosh,
boys.
he's down to
You
2
need another
XP
dice?
left.
you just
All
gotta
right,
roll a
natural 20.
6.
Natural 20. You get the points you spent on effort back, not your XP,
Okay.
but any effort points you spent, you recover on a
right.
natural 20.
That's really good for 3 levels of effort.
Yeah. So that's a really good recovery. You get this tendon in place. You time it perfectly. You get the other one released and kind of pull the pieces out of it. And then as your major effect, in the like kind of you and Victor both take like a little bit of a breath after that one. You're like, let's give it 2 seconds before we start the next repair here. Everything is stable right now before we get, and the next stuff is like, we're moving to like core vital organs, like liver damage, her lungs need work, like that kind of thing. As you're doing that and as you're kind of getting prepared, you get this, flashback to seeing, one of your crewmates kind of pulled out of that airlock back in that traumatic experience that you had as a pirate. The last person who's getting pulled out had taken severe damage from gunshot wounds and stuff first, and so you could see like there, it was almost a surgical center's worth of gore. And instead of that freezing you, the major effect is that it hardens your resolve to like, I'm going to be better. I'm going to do better for my crew, whatever. The next task that you attempt will be eased by 2 steps.
Yeah.
Ooh, awesome.
Let's go.
The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to work on the liver. There's something, a piece of like debris or dirt or something that was in the airlock impaled her, and it went right through a section of her liver. And to remove it and stitch it up properly, you have to remove it and cauterize the wound and then immediately get out of the way so that Victor can get in there with the more nimble tools and do like the actual repair work. Okay. So for you, this is a speed task. How quickly can you complete that? But it's such a vulnerable area of the body that it's a difficulty 6. Now it's been eased by 2 to a difficulty 4 with a target roll of 12, just because you're like, I'm going to get this right.
because this is a speed task, can I use the skill I have where my speed task? I'm trained in speed tasks while not wearing armor. Am I technically wearing
You're definitely
armor?
not wearing armor.
Okay, so I want to throw that. I want to throw that into
Great.
into the pool there.
Okay.
Eases
Does
it
that
by
lower?
one.
Does that put it down? Does that make it any?
So that
easier?
eases it by 1.
Okay.
You're training there. So that brings you to
9.
difficulty 9. Difficulty 3. Target
And
roll
we're
of
just
9.
going to use effort just because we're going to just make sure this is a speed task. So
How much effort?
I'm just going to use 1. Just 1
Alright.
effort. So we're going to take it down to a level 2
Brings it
again.
to a 2 with a target roll of 6.
So now
It's a bold move, Con. Let's see if it'll pay off.
My man likes his level 2 tasks.
We
What can I say?
I'm confident. In
He
that.
found something he likes.
13.
13.
There we go.
Excellent. You are able to, rip the impaling piece out, get the cauterization, and then get out of the way and let Victor do his work. The remaining damage is to like true core functions. So we have lung damage,
Ouch.
we have heart damage, we have 2 broken ribs. So we're going to start with the internal pieces and then end with the ribs. So Victor kind of looks at you and goes, all right, lungs first or heart first?
Heart first.
Okay. The heart is a 3-step problem. We need to put a pacemaker in, pull her heart out, repair it, put it back, remove the pacemaker. So for you, it's 3 steps because you're not going to do the repair. Victor is. So when putting the pacemaker in, it needs to be calibrated. This is an intellect task. So he is taking a measure of her pulse and he's reading off the numbers to you. And I need you to succeed on an intellect 3 target roll of 9 to get the proper BPM calibrated into the pacemaker.
It's not a bad.
No, I'm going to use effort though. 1 level of effort still.
Okay.
Get down. I think that's a
Failure is not an option, Chad.
do math.
It always is.
All right.
Ooh. Today, Jackie is weird. 9? That's a success.
Yeah.
You are able to get it calibrated. The next part is the hard part. It's the swapping it in for the heart. So you are the one doing the installation because Victor is going to be the one who's removing the damaged heart. So this is another intellect task for you. And this one's a
Swip.
difficulty 6. Target
Swap.
roll of 18. Intellect.
Swip, swap, let the heart.
I'm going to use 2 levels of effort here.
Okay, down to a 4 with a target roll of 12.
And then I have a question.
Yeah.
When I had my advancement last time around, that +1 to edge, does that stay around or is that gone now?
No, that sticks
that
around.
was a permanent
Okay, so
adjustment to your
then
edge.
that edge is in my intellect, so I'm going to use, so I'll have that.
So the edge comes off of your cost.
The cost, right. Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, so I'm going to use 2 levels of effort. Actually, can I use that as like an extra point to use like 3 levels of effort?
Well, if you're a tier 3 character, are you tier 3?
Tier 2.
Okay, so you can only use 2 tiers of effort on anything. We won't
I
go
see.
back. And
I
fix
see.
the
I
other
see. I
one.
see. Okay, I understand.
When you spend your 5 points, you subtract 2 points because you have an edge of 2.
Right.
So it only costs you 3 points to do 2 levels of effort.
Okay. All right.
That's what your
Understandable.
edge is for.
All right. So then, 2 levels of effort for that.
Okay.
And yeah, that's kind of really like,
That's what we got.
that's what we got. On intellect.
Yep. So this is a target roll of 12.
Try to roll 12. I will say I am at 0 for my intellect because of this, but I have an ability called Ignore the Pain, which I ignore the impaired condition and treat the debilitated condition as an impaired.
Perfect. So you don't suffer any penalties even though you're out of intellect points.
12.
12. That is a success on a target roll of 12.
Holy crap.
You barely meet it. You're feeling the pressure now. And you get that in. Victor removes the heart and goes and does the repair off on the side. Did you get a full rest? I can't remember. You got the 10-hour
I
rest?
did. I was at fully a reset.
So you
completely.
can use your 1 action rest now if you want to and recover points.
I'm
while
definitely
he's-
gonna do that.
Yeah, while he's doing this. He
Yes.
does this kind of repair work on the heart. While he does, you just like take a second and steel yourself. Walk us through what's going on in Ronan's mind as he's kind of like, trying to recover. Like, what's he feeling right now as this repair is going on? His friend is
He
like
is
open heart
sweating.
surgery on the table in front of him,
That is what I'm saying. He is sweating right now. he hasn't been under this much pressure since back in the space pirate days, I guess. Even like cooking, he's never had a day like this where he's had to full on lock in, stress himself out over a burger. So this is all new feelings for him, or at least reoccurring feelings that he hasn't had in a while. So
Yeah.
he is definitely under a lot of pressure. You can tell that, like, not one to bother at the moment.
Got it.
But I did get like 8 points back from that recovery
Nice.
roll, which is huge for me. So I'm no longer at 0, and I'm gonna give.
Even as you kind of like finish taking that break, you hear Victor say, "All right, I've got it reattached. We're ready to remove the pacemaker." And that piece, it's a lot easier to take one of these things out than it is to put it in. This is a speed task because you're timing it with when we reconnect the arteries from the heart. And it's only a difficulty 2 for you because you're first. Once it's out, Victor's got to get the heart reattached, and that part he can handle.
We are rolling.
Target roll is 6.
Gotta spend another XP.
Oh no.
Yo.
Rip.
Was that a now 1?
No, it's a 5.
Oh, okay.
So I know I've had, that's the 3rd time that's happened.
Just burning it all.
12.
Okay. That's good.
Come on,
Excellent. So you successfully do that, and we move to the last repair, which is the lung repair.
Let's go.
Victor is going to do the actual repair of the lung. What he needs you to do is there's basically a balloon that you're going to use to inflate the lung back to the proper position, and then he'll graft in a new section to where it needs to be. So you have this like essentially like a bike pump, right? Like something that you kind of inflate and then you deflate the balloon, but it's pushed down like a trach, like it goes down through her throat and into the lungs. And so you have to inflate it to just the right amount and no further. And then you have to hold it there precisely. So this is kind of precision muscle work. It's going to be a might task, but it's very, very delicate. So it's going to be a difficulty of 6, target roll of 18 might task. You have muscles of iron, which stays active. So that'll automatically ease it by 1 to a 5.
To a 5. All right. And being a might task, I'm going to go ahead and use 2 more levels of effort for that. And
So we gotta roll 9.
this is what we got to do.
Slightly less than 50.
We do what we got to
Or
do.
slightly better.
We got a 16.
Nice.
Holy crap.
Let's go.
You successfully, you get this thing inflated just right, and you hear, it's not even really hearing. The words are there, but for you, it's more of a feeling of like, oh, the surgery has ended. Like there's some change in the air where you're like, great, the pressure has kind of relaxed, and we're sort of, everything is back to stable. A kind of hose is pulled down from the ceiling, and it injects more cryo fluid into the pod to refill it to the top, and then the glass doors are sealed so that her body has a chance to kind of recover itself as it's slowly brought back to normal temperature. So instead of like normally cryo defrost is something that happens in like 5 minutes, this will be a defrost that takes about a day. And by the end of that day, when she comes back, her body will have had a chance to sort of hopefully not reject any of the work that you've just done. But the surgery itself is over. And as the pod kind of like slides off back towards the cryo chambers, Victor looks over at you, both of you covered in blood, exhausted, just goes, "Good work, Ronan."
Ronan's just a simple head nod. He has nothing to say other than maybe a small smirk on his face there, and that's about it.
Ronan, I think you should go sleep. After spending a night monitoring vitals and then doing that surgery, take as long as you need. Like, consider this medical bed rest.
Ronan's gonna nod his head. Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna go do that. He is gonna stop by the kitchen first just to grab something to eat and then go.
Okay.
But
On your way out, you do pass by Astro. Astro, who's just finished his bowl of ramen noodles, which is like the most strenuous thing he could possibly imagine doing with his body this sore, looks up. You're covered in blood from a surgery as you like scrub out, and then you get yourself cleaned off a little bit and you walk out. And so now you're back kind of in the room with each other.
just flipping a towel up on my. How's the ramen?
Delicious.
I'd love to hear it.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm about to go make a bowl myself. We
You
did
deserve
it.
Yeah, after that, you deserve it.
I hope so. And Ronan's gonna put his hand on whether it's bloody or not, tap him on the shoulder.
Clean by now, yeah.
All right, and pass by him. And he's just gonna head straight away.
Great. Victor badges you out through the lockdown door, and you head into the ship. And with that, this episode of the Winged Badger Tavern comes to a close.